What if I told you that what's in your glass tonight could quietly destroy your testosterone? I'm not talking about drugs, stress, or age. I'm talking about something millions of men drink every day, believing it helps them relax, sleep better, even feel more confident. But here's the truth. Alcohol might be doing the exact opposite, slowly draining away the very hormone that defines your strength, your drive, your vitality. You see, testosterone isn't just about muscles or libido. It's your body's internal fuel, the hormone that keeps your engine running. When it drops, everything feels off. Energy fades, motivation disappears, the spark gone. And yet the one thing that makes so many men feel better in the moment could be what's quietly sabotaging them in the long run. I'm Dr. Amelia Hayes, a urologist who spent over a decade helping men understand their bodies, their hormones, and their confidence. I've seen thousands of patients who thought their fatigue, low mood, or poor performance were just getting older. But when we look deeper, alcohol was a hidden culprit more often than they ever expected. Now, before you pour your drink down the sink, here's the twist. Science shows the relationship between alcohol and testosterone isn't simple. A glass of red wine might not hurt you. In fact, it could even have some mild health benefits. But beyond a certain point, that line between relaxing and ruining your hormones gets dangerously thin. So in this video, I'm going to break it all down. What alcohol really does to your testosterone, what type of drink is the least harmful, and how you can protect your hormones if you choose to drink. And at the end, I'll reveal the one factor that most men ignore, the one thing that determines whether alcohol will crash your testosterone or barely touch it at all. Trust me, you'll want to hear this before your next drink. Let's start with what testosterone really is, because once you understand it, everything else makes sense. Testosterone is not just a sex hormone. It's your body's main engine of vitality. It drives muscle growth, bone strength, mental focus, red blood cell production, and yes, your libido. Think of it as the fuel that keeps your body's machinery running smoothly. Without enough of it, that engine starts sputtering. When testosterone drops, men often describe the same feeling. Slower mornings, weaker workouts, more belly fat, lower mood, and less interest in intimacy. And it doesn't just affect your body. It changes how you feel about yourself. You start to lose that inner fire, that drive that once came naturally. That's why keeping testosterone balanced isn't about vanity. It's about staying healthy, active, and confident as you age. Now here's where alcohol enters the picture. Testosterone production happens mainly in the testes, inside special cells called Leydig cells. These cells take signals from your brain and convert cholesterol into testosterone through a complex chain of enzymes and hormones. It's a beautifully balanced system, fragile but powerful. When alcohol comes into play, it starts interfering with almost every step of that process. Alcohol doesn't just make you tipsy. It tells your liver, your hormones, even your brain to switch priorities. Your body suddenly focuses on getting rid of the alcohol first, not on producing hormones. That's when problems begin. So the next time you feel relaxed after a drink, remember, inside, your body might be quietly turning down its own testosterone production. And it's not only about what happens in your testes. The effects ripple through your brain, your liver, your sleep, even your nutrition. That's why so many men who drink regularly, even if they don't drink heavily, slowly begin to feel older than they really are. Coming up next, I'll show you exactly how alcohol attacks your testosterone, step by step, from your liver to your hormones. Once you see how this chain reaction works, you'll never look at your drink the same way again. Now let's talk about what really happens inside your body the moment alcohol hits your system. Once you take that first sip, your liver shifts into emergency mode. Its top priority? Breaking down ethanol, the active ingredient in alcohol, and into something less toxic. But here's the problem. while your liver is busy working overtime to process alcohol, it stops doing many of its other jobs. And one of those jobs is helping regulate your hormones. Inside your testes, you have special hormone factories called Leydig cells. They're responsible for turning raw materials like cholesterol into testosterone. But alcohol disrupts this delicate process. It damages those Leydig cells directly, reducing their ability to produce testosterone efficiently. Think of it like cutting power to the engine. Production slows, and your testosterone levels start to fall. Meanwhile, alcohol affects another enzyme called aromatase. This enzyme's job is to convert some testosterone into estrogen, which is normal in small amounts. But alcohol increases aromatase activity. That means more testosterone gets converted into estrogen, leading to higher estrogen levels in men. It's one of the reasons long-term heavy drinkers often develop softer features, lower libido, and even belly fat, all signs of a hormonal shift. It doesn't stop there. Alcohol also raises your cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol and testosterone are natural rivals. When cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down. It's your body's way of saying, let's survive first, perform later. So after a night of heavy drinking, you might feel relaxed, but your hormones are in chaos. Sleep takes another hit. Alcohol might help you fall asleep faster, but it destroys REM sleep, the deep restorative stage where testosterone is mainly produced. Miss out on quality sleep, and your body can't fully rebuild or produce enough hormones. That's why men who drink late into the night often feel sluggish, foggy, and low on motivation the next day. And finally, there's nutrition. Regular drinkers often miss out on key nutrients that keep testosterone healthy: zinc, vitamin D, and magnesium. Alcohol blocks your body's ability to absorb and use these nutrients properly. Without them, your hormonal foundation crumbles even faster. So one drink may not ruin your testosterone, but over time, those small disruptions start stacking up. Still, here's where things get interesting. Some studies show that moderate, responsible drinking might not have such a severe effect, and may even appear neutral in certain cases. So is there such a thing as drinking smart? And could one type of alcohol actually be less harmful than others? Let's take a look at what science really says about moderate drinking and why red wine gets so much attention. Now, you've probably heard it before. A little red wine is good for your heart. And yes, studies do show that moderate drinking, especially red wine, can have certain cardiovascular benefits. But here's the catch. What's good for your heart isn't always good for your hormones. When it comes to testosterone, the science tells a very different story. In clinical studies, moderate drinking, meaning 1 or 2 glasses of wine for men, doesn't show a clear testosterone boost. In fact, many studies find either no change or a slight drop. So why do some people believe it helps? Mostly because of a compound found in red wine called resveratrol. It's a natural antioxidant that in lab tests seems to help protect cells and possibly slow down aging. Some test tube studies even show it might reduce the enzyme aromatase, the one that turns testosterone into estrogen. Sounds promising, right? But here's the truth. The amount of resveratrol you'd get from a normal glass of wine is far too small to have any real hormonal effect. The real benefits of red wine come indirectly, not through testosterone, but through improving circulation, heart health, and relaxation. A calmer mind, better blood flow, and lower stress can support your testosterone naturally. But that's not the same as alcohol raising it. It's more like saying you're taking the long scenic route to the same destination. And even then, the road is slippery because every extra glass starts undoing those benefits. For example, After just 3 or 4 drinks, studies show testosterone levels can temporarily plummet by up to 20–25%. That's because your liver, your hormones, and your sleep all take a hit at once. So while a small glass of red wine might not hurt, anything beyond that starts shifting from safe to sabotage. Still, here's where it gets even trickier. Not all alcohol affects your hormones the same way. Some types are far worse for testosterone than others. And if you enjoy a drink occasionally, knowing which ones cause the least harm could make all the difference. Coming up next, we'll break down which drinks hit testosterone the hardest and which ones are the least damaging if you absolutely want to indulge once in a while. Let's be clear, there's no magic alcohol that raises testosterone, but if you occasionally drink, there are smarter choices that can help you protect your hormones. And it all comes down to 3 things: what you drink, how you drink, and when you drink it. First, what you drink. If you have to choose, red wine is still your best option. It contains antioxidants like resveratrol and polyphenols that may help offset some of alcohol's damage to your cells. But even then, the benefits only apply when you keep it moderate. 1 or 2 small glasses, not the whole bottle. Now, when it comes to spirits and beer, the story changes fast. Spirits like whiskey, rum, or vodka have a higher alcohol concentration, which means more ethanol hitting your liver in a shorter time. That's extra stress, more cortisol, and faster testosterone suppression. And beer? Many men don't realize that hops, the ingredient that gives beer its bitter flavor, contain phytoestrogens. These are plant-based compounds that act like estrogen in your body. Too much beer, and you're not just adding calories. You might actually be increasing estrogen activity while lowering testosterone. That's why some long-term heavy beer drinkers develop softer body fat, low energy, and even lower drive. Next, how you drink. Always pair alcohol with food. Never drink on an empty stomach. Food slows down how fast alcohol hits your bloodstream, giving your liver more time to process it. Drink slowly, and between each serving of alcohol, drink a full glass of water. That keeps you hydrated, reduces inflammation, and helps your body flush toxins faster. And yes, your timing matters. Avoid drinking late at night, especially close to bedtime. Alcohol interferes with REM sleep, and that's the deep stage where your body releases most of its testosterone. If you drink within a couple of hours before bed, you're essentially robbing yourself of your own natural hormone boost. Finally, what you eat with your drink. Include foods that protect your hormones. Think healthy fats like avocado and olive oil, lean proteins like chicken or fish, and magnesium-rich vegetables like spinach. These nutrients help your body maintain testosterone production even when you occasionally drink. It's not about giving up your glass of wine forever. It's about making your body stronger and smarter every time you do. Now, let's take that idea further, because the food you pair with alcohol can either destroy your hormones or help rebuild them. In the next part, I'll show you the key nutrients, the real testosterone allies, that every man over 50 needs, especially if he drinks occasionally. These are your natural defense tools, and they make a bigger difference than you think. Here's the good news. Your body is incredibly resilient. Even if you drink occasionally, the right foods can help protect your testosterone and repair the damage alcohol causes. Think of it like giving your body the tools to rebuild what alcohol tries to break down. Let's start with zinc, the mineral every man needs. Zinc is essential for testosterone production. It helps your testes convert cholesterol into testosterone and keeps your hormone balance steady. Without enough zinc, that process slows down dramatically. So where can you find it? In oysters, beef, pumpkin seeds, and cashews. Now imagine this. A steak dinner with a handful of roasted pumpkin seeds and a glass of red wine. That's a much smarter combination than just drinking on an empty stomach. The zinc helps protect your testosterone while your liver works on the alcohol. Next, vitamin D. This one's huge. Vitamin D isn't just a vitamin, it acts more like a hormone. It directly influences testosterone production and overall mood. Low vitamin D levels are strongly linked with low testosterone. You get it naturally from sunlight, but you can also find it in salmon, tuna, eggs, and fortified milk. If you're spending most of your time indoors or it's winter, a small supplement may help, but always check with your doctor first. Then we've got magnesium, another quiet hero. Magnesium helps your body relax, reduces stress hormones, and supports testosterone production at a cellular level. Alcohol drains your magnesium stores fast, which is one reason heavy drinkers often feel anxious or tired the next day. To replenish it, eat leafy greens, almonds, dark chocolate, and beans. These foods not only support your hormones, but also your heart and nervous system. And don't forget healthy fats. Testosterone is made from cholesterol, but not the kind you get from junk food or trans fats. You need the good fats, omega-3s from salmon and sardines, monounsaturated fats from olive oil and avocado, and polyunsaturated fats from nuts and seeds. They give your body the raw materials it needs to keep hormones stable. Cutting out all fats might sound healthy, but for men, it can actually crash your testosterone. The goal is balance, not deprivation. Finally, fill your plate with colorful fruits and vegetables. They're packed with antioxidants that protect your cells from oxidative stress, the same kind of cellular damage alcohol causes. Berries, spinach, broccoli, pomegranate all help your body stay in repair mode. And yes, water matters too. Staying hydrated keeps your blood circulating efficiently and helps your body flush toxins faster. For every drink, have at least one full glass of water. Your liver and your hormones will thank you. So here's the takeaway. If you're going to drink, make every sip count. Pair it with nutrient-rich foods that support your testosterone, not deplete it. It's not about guilt. It's about control, about knowing how to protect your energy, your confidence, and your vitality. Up next, we'll shift gears. Let's talk about the American mindset, how culture, habits, and personal choice all shape the way we approach alcohol and health. Because at the end of the day, your hormones don't just respond to what you drink. They respond to how you live. In America, we love the idea of choice, freedom, independence, doing things our own way. It's built into our culture. But when it comes to alcohol, that freedom can cut both ways. For some men, it's a social tool, a way to relax after work, celebrate a win, or connect with friends. For others, it slowly becomes a habit that chips away at their health, confidence, and hormones without them even noticing. The truth is, moderation isn't just a word. It's a skill. And it's one most of us were never really taught. We're told to either drink responsibly or don't drink at all. But what does responsibly really mean when it comes to testosterone and long-term health? It means knowing your body and knowing your limits. It means being honest about why you drink. Is it for pleasure, connection, or to escape stress? Because if it's the latter, alcohol isn't helping your hormones. It's masking a deeper imbalance. American culture celebrates productivity, strength, and confidence, qualities powered by testosterone. Yet the same habits that we often see as normal, late-night drinking, high stress, poor sleep, fast food, quietly attack those very same traits. We live in a society that tells men to push through fatigue, when in reality, the body is begging for rest, balance, and recovery. This is why the conversation around alcohol and testosterone matters so much. It's not about judging anyone's choices. It's about understanding the why behind those choices. Because once you understand how alcohol impacts your hormones, You're no longer acting out of habit. You're making a decision from a place of power. And that's something every man deserves, the ability to take control of his body, his health, and his vitality. So yes, in American culture, drinking might be a symbol of relaxation or celebration. But real strength, real confidence, they come from taking care of yourself, from having the discipline to enjoy without destroying, to pause before you pour, to choose health over habit. And the men who do that, they don't just protect their testosterone, they protect their edge, their drive, their ability to show up strong for the people who depend on them. In the final part, I'll give you the bottom line, the truth that every man over 50 needs to hear. The ultimate key to strong testosterone isn't found in a bottle. It's found in how you live your life every single day. And I'll share one more thing, the most overlooked habit that can completely change the way your body produces testosterone, even if you drink occasionally. Here's the truth every man needs to hear. Alcohol will never raise your testosterone. At best, it might leave it unchanged for a while. At worst, it slowly pulls it down. But here's the good news. Your hormones aren't fixed. They respond to the way you live every single day. You see, real testosterone isn't built in a bar. It's built in the gym, in your kitchen, and while you sleep. It's built every time you choose a nutrient-rich meal over junk food, a full night's rest over late-night drinks, a stress-free walk over another round. Testosterone rewards men who take care of themselves, who train, eat clean, rest deeply, and stay balanced. Those simple, consistent habits do far more than any drink ever could. So if you enjoy a glass of wine from time to time, enjoy it, but make it a conscious choice, not a coping mechanism. Understand what's really happening inside your body. You don't need to give up everything you love. You just need to protect what truly matters, your vitality, your confidence, your drive, because a strong man isn't defined by what he drinks. He's defined by how he lives, the way he fuels his body, the way he handles stress, the way he takes responsibility for his health. That's what keeps testosterone thriving, and that's what keeps you feeling like you. So here's my challenge for you. Tonight, when you reach for that glass, ask yourself, is this helping my body or hurting it? If you can answer honestly, you're already ahead of most men. You're no longer drinking out of habit. You're living with awareness, and that awareness is power. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed changes in your energy, your mood, or your drive after drinking? Share your experience in the comments below. Let's start the conversation. And if you have questions about testosterone, hormones, or men's health in general, leave them below too. I'll be reading and I'll answer in future videos. Remember, balance is everything. Your hormones don't need perfection. They just need consistency, care, and a little bit of wisdom in every choice you make. And in our next video, I'll show you something fascinating. A simple, natural drink that helps your body sleep better, recover faster, and protect your testosterone overnight. It's not what you think, but it might just become your new nightly ritual.